And a very, very warm welcome here to the round 4 of CityLiga with the GTIs in Kyoto with the oval and the chicane layout. Yeah, how did we come to get this race? We actually launched a poll at the beginning of the season in which one could decide what combo he preferred. We had the options between this very combo with the GTIs at the oval reversed with chicanes. Then there was a different there were two different options. The TBOs at Kyoto 2 reversed. And the GT1s at Kyoto 3 with the Bovie chicane. Both were not voted, so we are here today at the Kyoto Oval for the first time in, well, some years. There have been oval races in the past, but not in the more recent past, more in the more distant past. But yeah, before we talk too much about this race, let's take a look at what have happened in the last race. I look back at the Rallycross race with Ronald presenting it to you.
Winkler won the first semi-final in Grid 1 in front of Katila, then the EM drivers Marcel and Schumi, on 5th Marty and on 6th Adam with the last ticket for the big final. Into the small final went Kapal, Lazar, Dom, who got some bad luck, on 10th Papa X, followed by Chrism and Jens. Morvai won the second semi-final in Grid 1, followed by me and Predator. On 4th we see Shippy, then Wicked and Geheimrat, who get into the big final on 7th, and therefore in the small final Katila, followed by Knistling, Wolf and Holger Paul. Unfortunately, Shooty got a disconnect, driving on position 2, and Nima ran out of fuel. Both got to start from the very end in the small final, which we see now. There they go towards turn 1. And this looks quite nice and clean. But then towards turn 2 there's a crash between Knistling and Papa X on the left side. And everyone else got quite nice into and through the off-road section, and then back to the start-finish line. In lap 5, Dom and Shooty fought their way back to the front. Here Dom attacked Holger Paul into turn 1, and they exit it side by side. And in the back also Shooty don't want to miss this opportunity. He fakes a 3 wide, and then finally they both pass Holger Paul in the off-road section. Only 5 laps later, Dom closed the gap to BC Jens and attacked him on the outside for turn 1. And he passed him and therefore took the lead, and 1 lap later also Shooty passed Jens. Everyone used the mixed street off-road tires except of Kapal. He used the street super tires and got an amazing first sector, as we see here, as he took the place from Holger Paul. But as we see also here, He therefore got a horrible traction on the off-road section, which gave Hawker Paul the chance to regain his position. But then, towards turn 1, Kapal made use of his good street tires again and defended his gained position. In the end, Dom won the small final in front of Schuti. Jens managed to keep his position free, followed by Kapal, then Hawker Paul, Katila and Nima, then Lazar, Grissom, Papa X, Wolf and Knistling. And now the big final in grid number 1. Here we go. As we see, many hits and contacts through turn 1. And also through turn 2. But somehow everything went just fine, also through the off-road section and then back to the start finish line. Now on board with Adam, behind Schumi towards turn 2. Schumi in the fight with Geheimat. And then he made a mistake out of the off-road section, which opened a gap for Adam. Both go wide out of the corner and lost a lot of momentum. So the following Wicked, Shippy and Winkler did benefit from this and passed them. Quite a nice fight towards turn 1. But on the exit of turn 1, Winkler lost his RB4 and drifted and loses again some momentum. This led to the fight between Adam, Marcel and Winkler in lap 7. Marcel with the attack on Adam into turn 2. They made contact, which Winkler tried to benefit from. But due to the well-known and hated LFS lags, he spun together with Adam out of control and fell back behind me on position 10. And now the big final scene. We see Adam attacking Wicked with a dive bomb into turn 1. He therefore lost some momentum and Schumi tried to use that, wanted to pass him on the inside. I nearly crashed into Adam and passed both on the outside. Now it's Schumi and me side by side towards turn 2. And remember, it's the last lap, so everyone wants to use the last chance. Schumi goes a little bit wide out of turn 2, which I tried to use and pass him on the right side. Unfortunately, I hit the wall on the inside, opening a gap which everyone following driver tried to use. Shippy slipped through, and then there's a sandwich with Schumi between Adam and me, which caused a massive leg explosion, resulting in drifts and of us three. Winkler came from behind with much more momentum, but I tried to block Schumi, and with him also Winkler. So quite some action in the end. Geheimrat won the big final in front of Marcel and Wicked. Then, very close together as we saw, Shippy followed by Adam, then Marty, me, Schumi and Winkler, then Movai, Predator and Katila. In grid number 1, the current champ Winkler took the lead, followed by Marcel and Dom and Shippy. Schuti lost the lead and fell back to 5th, then Movai also with 479 points, then Marty, Wicked and Kapal. Kistner joined grid 1 on position 10th, followed by me and Geheimrat. Like after the last event, there isn't much movement in the team ranking. Burner Crew number 1 changed position with Error Mines and World Class Lines with IOD Racing 2. Cooler Moonstock Rhinos leave the last position and change it with Ice Wolf Racing.
So this was what happened in the last race, and now we head towards Kyoto. Kyoto Oval, very special, very well known from all the Near Dimension Racing Oval events, which were streamed here in the past. The tricky turn one, well, for us it isn't that tricky anymore with the XFGs and XRGs on the one hand, and secondly, as there is a chicane before it. It was the most difficult, or it's the most difficult overturn because it's got the least amount of banking. But the, well, what the track is all about, I guess will be pretty clear when you watch the track presentation by Ronald and Dom. Have fun.
The drivers have voted, and while not everyone agrees with the outcome actually being the best option, we are racing at Kyoto Ring Oval reversed with a chicane layout in the GTI cars. Since there are only 2 corners to really talk about, we can for once actually afford to go into a little bit more detail with them. The first of the 2 chicanes is a very fast, almost bus stop-like chicane as you would see at Watkins Glen International, for example. You can brake very deep into it, but once you go too deep and offline, you're losing time. The second chicane has a much narrower approach, with the lower half of turn 2 being closed off to force an entry from the high side. The chicane itself is very tight, very easy to hit the tire stacks on the apex and the exit, but it's also the only corner where the XFG might not be that bad after all. Not for the first time this season, tire temperatures are an issue, on the opposite end of the scale though, since the road tires on the XRG and XFG cars can take up to 4 laps to reach the optimum temperature. Enough talk for now though, let's go trackside. Over the line we go here at the Kyoto Ring Oval reversed circuit with the chicane layout approaching the first of the 2 chicanes. Braking between 50 and 25 meters, smooth line through it. Don't want to go too fast into it, don't want to go too slow into it. Just the right balance of speed and straight lining it. Which sounds very weird, but you probably get what I mean, or you probably think I'm an idiot. Choose whatever you want or prefer. Now approaching turn 2 here on the high side. As you can see, the lower 2 lanes are closed off, as I mentioned before, to force a high side entry into the second chicane, which is very, very tight. You brake very late at the very last corner marker and line on the circuit. Don't want to touch the tires, can go and use the grass a little bit on the exit of it. Stay to the left of those arrows, otherwise the admins won't be very happy with you, because the right side of it is the part of the pit entry. Don't go high, stay in the lower 2 lanes. And coming out of this last corner here, you want to go up high again, but no higher than 3rd lane. It's not worth it at all. You just want to smoothen out the next kink again. And that's 1 lap of the Kyoto Ring Oval reversed in the XRG using the chicane layouts.
So we're just here in the last minute, effectively, before the start of qualification. It's going to be an open qualification. Everything goes within the next 15 minutes, except for rare cases where you earn a drive-through penalty. Because drive-through penalties have to be served under the normal qualification rules directly after they have been awarded, so to speak, to the respective driver. just to have some sort of penalty for their violations directly. So we're taking a look at HR Shuti coming out of the pit lane. Pit lane exit here on the very inside of the apron. You may enter the track once you pass this pole. Now we see that turn 2 is pretty narrowed up. Let's take a look at already some tires flying there. This is going to be an issue today, flying tires. Again, the track and the combo itself was voted by the drivers. There they come out of... Oh dear. So many cars already to turn 1. Devil in the background on the inside. First tires flying, no cars flying, however, which is a good sign. Dom got pushed to the apron. It's not racing here. It's qualification, and so we see Shuti approaching now to the split 1. It's just a 2-sector track. Shuti crosses this first split with 43.38. And it's the way fastest split, I can tell. Now with Shuti coming closer to the line. We will probably see some laps driven in a row. Shuti leads now the qualification with a 1:12.34 in front of Ascona B, who just got promoted into the first grid. But now he gets overtaken by Morvai, a 1:12.23, and now Extreme Racing Matti with a 1:11.93. Currently we have a separation between first and 22nd. Oh, and Kali driving new fastest lap, 1:11.67 on the provisional pole. If you wonder why I turned into Larther, this was because Christian Kistner just set his new personal best. Yeah, it's an oval with chicanes. Anyways, Predator takes the lead, 1:11.19. There we have him on the stream. If there is going to be an argumentation after the race, people probably going to say that the tires were already gone when they arrived at the corner. Second personal best by Christian Kistner, so let's take a look at him. Five minutes gone. Predator leads in front of Kali Winkler. Kali Winkler and Genuine Racing Dom now in third position, overtaking Matti, himself just got overtaken by Eremine's Marcel in the number 11 car. Some people are actually going to do this qualification with race fuel and race setup, simply due to the fact that the tires sometimes takes up to 4 laps to warm up to the temperature where you can do personal best laps. It's going to be interesting to see how it's turning out in the race. I already see Dom's exiting pit lane. Championship second, Shooty in 16th position currently. He's trying to take slipstream of Devil. And a 1 minute 10.78. And even better the car in front, that's Burnout Crew Devil, who did a 1 minute 11.11. Top 5 currently Shooty in front of Predator and Devil. 4th championship leader Kali Winkler. 5th Marcel. Who is just a few meters behind. And who's behind his teammate who just kicked the sign out of the way. So Marcel here driving behind Predator and Shumi 91. "26 races here on this very strange occasion where Shooty just went into the tires, it seems. Is keeping now with Marcel. Currently, or not currently, still in 5th position with a 111.24. There we see teamwork. Bump drafting not allowed here in CityLiga, as it is regarded as, well, willingly driving into the car in front. Marcel took the chicane pretty well here, well, with no tires available in the chicane. 42.52 at the split. While we've got a new leader, Katila from World Class Lions now. And Marcel overtakes him. Oh, a 1 minute 10.07. Yeah, so without tires, the track is faster. We're looking currently at Matti. There are going to be some arguments, I bet, after this qualifying session about how to score it. As we've seen the lap of Marcel, well, one can tell that he didn't hit any tire. Ooh, and Matti runs through another set of tires. Marcel, Katila, Kistner, Shooty, Predator, Devil. Currently at the top of the charts. And only the top 6 within 1 second. Positions 7 to 20 are in also within 1 second, and the rest is within a further second. Taking a look at Martin Kapal. Yeah, currently in currently don't see him in the on the charts actually. He's 19th. Okay, there he is with a 1:11.94. 1 minute 50 to go in the session. Not too sure where to look at right now. Top 10 right now. Marcel from Error Mines in front of Predator and Kali. 4th is Katila, 5th Kistner, 6th Shooty, 7th Morvai, 8th Devil, 9th Shippy, and 10th Dom. As we go into the last 30 seconds of the day. It's kind of interesting how much faster these times are compared to what has been entered into the tracker. Just for comparison, while the time ran up, the fastest lap in the tracker Oh well, the tracker times actually I've updated, so I can't tell you right now. Seems like nothing changes right at the top. Geheimrat gets a chat warning by one of two adminning here grid 1 for today. Klims and Janole, thanks to you to take the job of Mensafest, who's still not home yet. Martin Kapal, the last car coming over the line, and now I can present you the... Oh, he crossed the line already. So Marcel wins the qualification in front of Kali, Predator, and Katila. Fifth place for Shumi, 91. Sixth, Christian Kistner. Seventh, Shuti. Eighth, Norbert Morvai. Ninth, Geheimrat. 10th, Devil. On 11th position, Genuine Racing Dom, then Shippy and Matti. 14th for Martin Capel. 15th for Holger Paul. 16th, Ice. 17th, Papa X. 18th, Ascona B. Then the elder Katila in front of Ronald, Wolf, Klaus Adam, Wicked, Attila Lazar, GRSM, Cooper, and in 27th we've got Knistling. The pole time is 1 minute 10 seconds 07. The time of the last placed and 27th of Knistling is a 1 minute 12.89. We're going to head into a 30 lap race. I don't need to show you the pit garages here. A 30 lap race. We first kick it off with a lag lap, which is tradition in CityLiga. A lag lap actually is an aborted start, which is normal. It's going to be interesting to see what tires are going to be chosen. There were discussions if the hybrid tire compound is worth trying, or if one stays to the normal road tires. The hybrid tire has the disadvantage that due to its soft compound, it's going to heat up more to the end of the race. So we're ready for the leg lap. Hopefully people are not surprised to see that the race is starting. The 3 red lights and the green light don't mean anything right now. It's the leg lap. And no, well, Shippy stays stationary in the back. Ah, now he goes. Probably didn't want. Oh, Shippy disconnects. Shippy's gone. So the problem was that the calibration of the wheel of Shippy actually failed. And Shippy now starts from the back due to the way how it works here with LFS. So now the hot start. 1 red, 2 reds, 3 reds. And we're off for CityLiga round 4 in the Oval of Kyoto. Marcel with a good start. Let's see how it's turning out in the back. Some contact there. In the back, the IOD cars in the mix, but it seems to have worked out for the first chicane. And Kali Winkler is in the lead. Missed that completely in front of Predator and Marcel. The whole line of cars going through the chicane. But except now here for Ascona B, that looked also rather well. Kali in the lead from Predator. Katila attacking Marcel. On the outside, not working. Morvai has to defend himself here. Shuti and Shumi to the inside. It's going to be interesting how they are going to work this out. Shuti to the inside. Morvai sacrifices a tire and now gets a slow touch of Geheimrat, who sticks back. The majority of drivers here in the field is on their way with the rear wheel driven braking late, braking into the chicane. It works out. And now Morvai to the inside of Shumi. Still side by side with Morvai hitting the inside wall and sliding through every place. In the background, Martin Kapal goes wide. And Devil and Matti of Extreme Racing are going to work on it. That's close to bump drafting there by the Extreme Racing cars. Up in front, Marcel and Predator. Marcel to the outside. Oh, with a very, very different line through there. It somehow worked, but there was the chance for Predator to do an attack to the outside. Now let's take a look at one position behind. Hani Katalia and Christian Kistner. World-class lines and core racing. Christian backs out. And Marcel must have hit a tire, and Christian does hit a tire as well. And now Predator is side by side with Marcel again. Ooh, near contact situation. Katila behind. Marcel. Marcel keeps the position. Slight bump there. From behind there is Kistner, just waiting for his chance. Well, one must admit that the tires are pretty severely taken into the racing line. Some people also take the sign into the racing line. Ooh, Katila side by side with Predator, and that was a very bad line, so he got overtaken by Christian Kistner. In a very nice way. As Katila lost most of his speed and losing not only one but two positions, it seems. Ooh, no one sticks out. Contact. And Katila loses again a lot of momentum. Taking a look at Morvai and Shumi. Side by side, outside for Shumi. And he loses speed, he loses very much speed. And Devil is now with a chance to attack. Always some yellow flags here. simply due to the fact that, well, one is way slower than usual in the chicanes. Attacked by Christian Kistner to the inside of Predator. He was forced through the tires. So everything's smooth and easy. We're on lap 9 for the leader. Not yet, but shortly we are. It's not as chaotic as it was feared to be. Ooh. Oh, Christian Kistner into the wall heavily. Predator into the 3rd position. But although this contact was heavy, his damage is rather little. Not even the cosmetic damage is too big. I've seen worse from less. Here we've got Kapal through the chicane. Geimrad and Schumi close behind Morvai. And Geheimrat took the tire pretty heavily, but thankfully he's in the slipstream, so he won't lose as much time. Running out after 1/3 of the race. Winkler, Marcel, Predator, Kistner, Schuti, Morvai, Schumi, and Geheimrat, who we are on. Let's take a look at the back with IOD. A very big IOD pack. Wicked, Wolf, Ascona B, one of the few XFG drivers. Knistling at the back. There are also IOD Wolf. Let's see how this turns out in the chicane. They somehow do it. They somehow brake early enough to make it round the chicane, however they are hitting all the tires. Not sure if this is what you're supposed to do. Oh, big accident, Schumi! There was a spin, there was some contact before. recovers in 16th position. Oh, and a spinned car, Geheimrat, who was also up there with Schumi. He recovers in 18th position. And he's got some severe damage, so he's probably going to have to do a pit stop. So, quick decision to not take the pit lane. Although I would have suggested to do a pit stop. But anyways, let's take a look back to the lead. Kali, well, undisputed currently. In front of Marcel and Predator, who have an all-race fight actually. Well, it really is a novel race actually, from how much happens to people. Ooh. Kali must have hit some tires there, because suddenly they were missing. Shoot, he already up in 5th position. Now behind Christian Kistner. Himself just drives behind Marcel and Predator and takes a much better line there through the first chicane. And overtakes Predator. And Marcel in front also taking the cones into the racing line. Third position for Kistner soon. It's going to be second. Marcel defending the inside line. Oh, slow contact. Fastest lap. Fastest PB for Christian Kistner, who backs out in the hope that Marcel does a mistake, and there he goes with a mistake, and there he goes through, and we've got a core racing 1-2. But no damage for Marcel, although he hit the wall. And Predator slips through. Oh, contact on the straight. Outside, more momentum for Marcel. Inside for Predator. Predator earlier on the brakes. Marcel faster on turn 1, slow on turn 2 of the chicane and now to the inside of Marcel. And Shooty in the back, now contact on the straight again. Shooty with a bump. Three cars right behind each other. Marcel not with such a good exit. He is now going to have to defend Shooty. There is a car off track. Holger Paul was off track. Oh, and Kistner made a mistake. Kistner made a mistake, fell back to third. Now Marcel to his outside. He's holding with him. No contact, no contact. Oh, and Christian Kistner hits the tire and both are sliding. Shooty goes through, saying thank you. Yes, that was a rhyme. Slowly Katila into 7th position. But Morvai is behind him. Devil with a slight mistake there through the corner. Katila now. It wouldn't be wise to dive to the inside because there is a wall coming. So let's choose the outside. 88 and number 30. Oh, and Devil runs wide. Runs very wide there. Still side by side. But now Katila is completely ahead. 6th position for him. take a look at Shumi, who had problems earlier in the race. 2/3 are done. He's now in 13th position, right behind Dom, who did a track presentation, and who's driving with a genuine racing skin for once. Oh, shoot, he fell back. And Marcel is around Kistner. And Christian Kistner taking all the tires away. Ooh, Lazar in trouble right in front of the leaders. He drove completely through the tires in the first chicane. Oh, his suspension is well, not only damaged, but really severely damaged. Very unhealthy. Let's see if he goes to pit lane. No, he doesn't. Why doesn't he do it? With this kind of suspension, he really should be going to the pits. I fear this is going to cause some trouble. Marcel and Hansi fighting, and Kistner now side by side on the outside. Kistner backs out, Marcel keeps the inside line. Oh, and Predator runs through the tires and Christian Kistner hits another tire. Devil was again onto the inside of the track after the chicane. Here we've got Wicked and the Elk Tila. Sorting themselves out before the second chicane. Let's take a look at Dom and Chippy. Seem to cooperate on not hitting any tires and still driving somehow fast. If there's going to be some slingshot driving, Dom going to the inside. Shippy not defending at all. Staying a bit offline, so there is enough room. Now break. Oh, Shippy goes right through everything, and there is a warning for Morvai for attitude. And Holger Paul now in the mix with Klaus Adam and Ice. Ooh, 3 cars. 1 place. Shippy gets hit by Holger Paul. Geheimrat pushes Ice. Ice pushes Klaus Adam. And now Holger Paul is at the end of this line. Shippy at the front, Klaus Adam to his side. In the row behind, Geheimrat and Ice. Not in row, but side by side. Now breaking into the second chicane. Oh, and Ice hits the inside wall. And going very wide there and losing some time. And IoT Wolf is also going to be lapped now, or is lapped now actually. 5 laps to go. Oh, there is GRSM standing in the chicane. And Morvai with trouble after the second chicane. Now down to 8th position, but well, in the big void of nothing in front, nothing behind him. And now take a look at Katila mixing up the action with Marcel, Kistner and Schuti. Third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Katila already on the brakes. Marcel late on the brakes. Oh, and Kistner spins. Winkler, Predator, and Schuti. No, Marcel and Schuti, and Katila. And in 6th place now, Christian Kistner. Papax, Knistling, Cooper here. In screen, Papax hits Knistling, Knistling hits the tire. And there is again an IoT car standing. Wicked. Suddenly all IoT cars have troubles in the final chicane. Devil in 5th position. Kistner in 7th. Ooh! Both hit the wall there. Devil and Kistner. But Devil is through into is now into 7th position. Kistner is through into 6th. But for how long? We are in the penultimate lap. Ooh! Oh, Christian Kistner. Off the track. Kali Winkler, sorry. Why do I mix them up today? Now behind 3 cars to be lapped. That's Papa, X, Cooper, and Wicked, if I see it correctly. Hopefully this goes well. Ooh, contact through the chicane. Wicked. A near spin, and now Kali laps them all. Cooper won't make room, but Kali has enough momentum to go around. And finishing the race, winning the race. 100 points to Kali Winkler in front of Predator. Morvai, Kapal, Ronald, Schumi, Matti finishing now. So now we've got all 27 across the line, no? Well, no, we don't. There is just gonna be crossing the line as last lead lap car. 18, 19 cars on the lead lap. Oh, there's still cars on the track. Knistling and Katila. (35 minutes 55 seconds, 0.78 for the winner, Kali Winkler. All 27 cars finished the race. We've got 27 cars finishing the race, means we've got 27 divided by 2 positions swapped. That should be either Shippy or Dom on the pole for race 2. I can't really call this race eventless, but it was way cleaner than I expected it to be after all. Or I feared it to be. So now the grid gets sorted, and then there is going to be the break. So in grid 2, we've got the following results. We've got Smashmouth RD, number 12, winning the race in front of Celeritas in second, Madin in third, Terga in fourth. For race 1. Oh, and Dom is on pole, so the top 14 are getting reversed. I guess Dom will not be that happy to start from pole. Shippy in second, Ronald in third, Shumi fourth, Matti fifth, Kapal sixth, seventh for Kistner, Devil in eighth, and so on. Listening with one ear to the TeamSpeak channel of Grid 1, people are, let's say, happy when this is all over. Won't be a favorite combo for, yeah, for anyone, I fear. But this very combo was voted by the drivers. So we're currently in the break between the races. It's been an eventful race just right now. So what else is happening in the speed right now? It's a difficult question. We've got DOP coming up in 2 weeks' time, with signups opened already for a couple of days. Hopefully there will be some more teams entering the race and participating in it. It's going to be a 12-hour race with the UFR and XFR in Class 1 and the LX6, FZ5 and Racerboat in Class 2. Only 2 classes here for this year. Yeah, I was talking about DOP. It's going to happen very soon. 12 hours at Aston North. It's going to be from starting at 9 UTC it's 10 UTC in the morning and ending at 10 PM UTC in the night. Also, sign-ups for New Endurance Challenge are open. Organized by Genuine Racing, also a series of endurance races in a range of 4 hours up to 8 hours. In the middle, there is also going to be 1,000-kilometer race. So what else? There's going to be an F1 championship, but I guess many people in Live for Speed are taking a look at Masters of Endurance returning not to Live for Speed, but to iRacing this weekend with a 12-hour race. Probably many familiar faces and voices around. So now we have got the final order for this race, for the start of the race. Dom in front of Shippy, Ronald, Schumi 91, Martin Kapal, Norbert Morvai, Christian Kistner, Devil, Jani Katila, Schuti, Marcel, Predator, Kylie Winkler, Ice, Holger Paul, Geheimrat, Klaus Adam, Ascona B, Knistling, The Elder Katila, Cooper, Wicked, Papa X, Wolf, GRSM, and Lazar starting from the last position. Suggestion by the drivers that there's going to be removal of the drivers next time. So chat closes. We're just seconds away from the lag lap and about 2 minutes away from the start of the race. Let's hope this is going to work out somehow well. Lag lap. Is starting. And there was a tire leading the race, if you've not seen it. Well, you probably won't have seen it with the current camera situation. We're again on a lag lap, so no excitement here. There we go. Now with some real excitement. Second race again. This is going to be 35 minutes of racing, 30 laps of racing. Three reds and green. And Dom leads the race in front of Shippy. With the whole field now approaching turn 1. And from the back it looks somehow clean. And this is no active surprisement, but real surprisement. Probably at the back, some people didn't see any tire at all. Let's see how it's going to be in the second chicane. Yeah, rather well, rather well. First lap over, Dom leads of Shippy, Ronald, Schumi. Behind that, Kistner already too wide with Kapal and Matti. Ooh, and Kapal with a very strange line. Morvai rides into Kapal, losing momentum, which Marcel uses for his favor. Champion Winkler and race winner Winkler in 13th. Ooh, and Devil goes wide. Didn't work into Kali's favor, but now Katila the walls are coming, the chicane approaching. Sadly, onboard cameras are not working with the current version of Live for Speed. Oh, and Christian Kistner's on the apron. Now back on track in 5th position. He probably got pushed down. And still Devil and Katila side by side. Katila now through. 11th position for him. And now Kali to the left of Devil. And to the outside, yes, the better line. Contact with the BC driver, who loses position. And his teammate is also through, and not only him, but also the Austrian in the very bright red and red and green car. One might notice that red isn't green. Ooh. Cars everywhere in the second chicane. Everything behind Ronald. Kistner through the signs. Marcel, Kapal, Morvai. The Aramites drivers on the outside. In the middle there is also an extreme racing car. That's Matti. Matti and Shippy now. This is for third. Behind that there is another ton of cars. Ooh, and this works. Kapal spins! Kapal spins! This was more a major incident, and now people are everywhere. 3 wide, they're approaching the second chicane. Marcel in the outside wall. There is the nice German word ruppig for such a situation. It's not yet brutal, but it's on its way to brutal. Marcel to the outside of Matti, missing the chicane completely. And now Marcel has got Schumi in his back. And Christian Kistner. Christian Kistner goes through the middle of the Aramites cars. It tries to. They don't let him. Hansi early on the brakes. Gets hit by tires from behind. And Kali is on his way up to the front. Very, very difficult scene there. And Schumi. Schumi to the inside, no chance for kills. Now there's a touch, but it stays clean. Just a touch, nothing more, and suddenly, I guess a sign. In front of. And with screen problems, we lost connection to the screen. So while we were trying to solve this problem, which actually has something to do with LFS dying, community but the XC.